What is up, my Division 2 peeps, and welcome to the Build Junkies channel. It's been a minute, guys. It's been a minute. I've been craving making another video for you. But anyway, what we're going to discuss today is preparations that you could be doing for the upcoming season, which supposedly, according to the devs, is supposed to launch next week. So, this could be a little bit of a common sense thing for a lot of people, but we also have a lot of new players out there, and I want to make sure everybody could possibly be prepping in the best way possible. Now, are these suggestions going to be absolutely everything you need to do in preparations for the new season? Probably not, but I just highlighted a couple that I thought would be a good topic point for you guys to think about doing before we get the new launch next week. Now, starting us off with building up your materials. Now, whether you're building up materials for from the countdown or open world, whatever the case may be, especially your field recon data and your shade data that you need for optimization. Those are the key factors there. You're going to have some more leveling that you can do on any of your stuff if you're already maxed out level on your expertise. So make sure that you have the materials needed in order to do that with the new pieces that launch, both for expertise and general proficiency. Now, proficiency wise, the new gear that's going to be launching, it's a rinse and repeat, folks. You're going to have to acquire the gear or wear the gear, get your proficiency up to 10, obviously, before you can level your expertise. So there's not a lot you can do in preparation for that ahead of the game, but like I said, collecting materials that you need once you reach your proficiency so that you can increase your expertise level on some of those new items that you may find extremely fun to play with would be a good idea. Another good idea would be to start coming up with build ideas. We've had the breakdown descriptions of the new gear sets, the new exotic for some time now, so have an idea what you may or may not want to use those pieces and how you may or may not want to use those pieces going forward once they launch. Now, I can tell you, everybody was excited about the Dr. Home. Okay, I was excited about the Dr. Home. And then it was put in as the prize that you got for beating the General Anderson mission for the first time after doing all the manhunts, which took weeks and weeks and weeks because, you have to wait for each sub-boss to be launched during the manhunt. I have a feeling, folks, and I could be wrong, but really, and to be 100% honest with you, I really hope I am wrong in this. But I have a feeling for those of you out there that are just salivating at the thought of using the Ninja Bike backpack, I would not be surprised if it is not the same as the Dr. Home in the case of we will have to wait all the way to the end of the manhunt. It will be the final prize for beating the next manhunt, and that is when we will be able to get it. Now, like I said, I really hope I'm wrong. It would be lovely if it was just in the season track that we were able to get it once we reached a certain season level. But I think with the anticipation of this piece, I think the devs are going to throw us that almighty curveball that they love to do on frequent occasions and cause us to be able to cry a little bit because we're going to have to wait some time before we can get out there and play with that nice little backpack. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Some other things that you can do in preparation for the upcoming season is, if you're not in a clan, find a clan. Getting through your season track, getting through all of the game content. Now, granted, we're not getting any new game modes or anything like that in the season 11 right off the bat anyway. So that is, it sucks, but at the same time, we already know what we have in the game. But being able to progress fluidly and quickly through the season is always a good idea to do it in a group. So if you don't have friends that you play with, I highly suggest that you guys get out there and find you some friends or find you some clan members that you can get out there and do frequent runs with, so that you're building your season XP up as quickly as possible. Always make sure that you're putting focus on manhunt targets. Try to get those manhunt missions out of the way as quickly as you can. Because those, for one, are great XP. So if you are a low level shade, that's also a great way to start leveling up your XP, especially since they nerfed that nice little Anderson exploit that was going on for a week or a week and a half. So now we're back to square one on just doing general XP grinding. But manhunts always give you good XP, so make sure that you put some focus on that when it launches. Now, preparation for that, always make sure that you got your bread and butter builds together. Make sure you have a tanky build, make sure you have a DPS build, make sure you have a skill build. Those, like I've said in previous videos, are kind of like the bread and butter of builds. Now, there's so many different builds that you could run under those three categories, but that is unique to each player. It's how they want to play the game. But having one of those three, or having one in each one of those three categories, is a must, so that you are ready to go when the content launches. You can move through it depending on what you need for that particular content that you're running. So a good idea to look at your builds, figure out what you do have, figure out what you don't have, and go forward from there. It's not, and like I said earlier, it's also a good idea to be thinking about what builds you want to run with the new pieces. But it's also important that you make sure you have what you need in stock to be able to move through the content, so that you can get those new pieces. So, some things to think about on that end. As you can see in the background, I didn't really have anything spectacular to show you guys. This is me and Jaguar Bob and one of his buddies from another clan, just doing some hardcore work. I think we were doing one of the manhunt missions, because both him and his buddy had lost a hardcore character and had to go back through and do the manhunt again. So I was assisting them going through this and burning out some manhunt missions. But just in case you guys were wondering what was going on in the background, that is what we were doing. So a big shout out to both of those guys for helping me make some video content for you guys. Something that I had an opportunity to talk over, because everybody wants to hear me talk, right? No, probably not. Anyway, getting back to the preparation. Another good thing is money. If you, I'm gonna expand the money part. So money, excuse me, money and countdown credits, and we'll leave it at that, because you're going to be building season credits as you go. But money and countdown credits for sure. So you want to throw down some time into making sure that you have an adequate number of in-game credits plus in-game countdown credits, because when they launch the season, folks, they always love to put some of those nice pieces in the countdown vendor for purchase, or in the clan vendor, or in the White House vendor, or even Cassie Mendoza, or even the DZ vendors. So DZ is a great opportunity too, folks. Get out there, get in that DZ, and start building some DZ credits as well. But make sure that you have some monies to spend on items, because sometimes that can make it a lot easier than going out there and grinding that stuff in countdown or open world. So it's always a great idea to have that little pocket of cash, so to say, when you need it. So make sure that you're thinking about that as well. I always like to keep at least 1,000 countdown credits in my stash at any given time. Not stash, but my pocket at any given time. I don't really have a set number of in-game credits that I keep, but I want to make sure that I can buy plenty of stuff if I need to. So you're talking, I don't know, a couple 100,000 credits would probably be a good way to make sure that you have enough to do what you need to do. And DZ credits, I get it. I'm not a PvP player either, but at the same time, I have spent some time in there in the last couple months trying to build my DZ credits up, just in case something does happen to end up at the DZ vendor that I want. But I get it. I get it if you are not a PvP player. Although I'm telling you, with the upgrades that are coming to the system, folks, they are pushing people outside their comfort zone. They're trying to give you guys enticement to get into that DZ by, you know, launching the Ravenous and the Eagle Bearer as potential drops in the DZ. Making sure that you understand still that if it's a targeted loot item, you do not have to extract it. It goes directly into your inventory. All these things are incentives by the devs, folks, to get you guys into PvP. Now, I know PvP's been a broken mess for a long time. It still has its issues now. And if you're anything like me, you just can't stand the toxicity that goes on in there on a daily basis as a rule. But you know, I encourage you guys to at least go in there and try it. You may still not like it at the end of the day. I still don't care for it too much at the end of the day, but I still go in there and I try to try it. Well, that sounded great. I go in there and I try it whenever I feel I need to, just to make sure that I'm up to date on everything that's going on in the DZ. So it's a good idea for all you guys to do the same thing. So that's also a good preparatory fact for the new season launch that's coming next week. Now, the last thing I would say is don't spend hours, and this is going to sound so stupid being that I'm a content creator, but don't spend hours and hours the first week this season launches trying to watch YouTube videos from all the content creators. All of us, whether we be small time like myself or large time like, you know, Kamikaze Von Doom or Rogue Gold or, you know, any of them, they're going to be pumping out content, pumping out build content and build content and build content. My suggestion for you in the coming week to 2 week mark is to limit how much you look at that, because one, it takes away from the fun of you actually going in, trying those builds out that you have in your mind, and seeing if they work, seeing if they don't, what works, what doesn't, you know, so on and so forth. If you just go in there and look at every single content creators videos, and you're going to see a lot of rinsing and repeat, folks. You know, there's only so many pieces coming out next season, and there's only going to be so many ways those pieces can be used viably. And when I say viably, I mean works well. Now, I'm not going to use the word meta with it, because I still don't think there's any change with the season 11 content that's coming out on what the meta stuff is going to be. But what works well and what is just kind of a niche, you know, might be fun to play in certain aspects, but really doesn't work too well in most aspects build. So get out there and try that stuff yourself. You know, if you need template ideas, for sure, jump on YouTube and look at it. But at the same time, don't spend hours. Well, oh man, he did it this way, but no. He changed this one piece. It's all about that chest piece. Well, no, it's not about the chest piece. It's all about that one weapon. Folks, get out there and try that stuff yourself. Remember that all these content creators, myself included, all we're doing is putting out templates for you to use. If you think that one content creator tells you the truth 100% of the time, that every time he puts a build out it's the latest and greatest thing since sliced bread, I got bad news for you, folks. Or I have some lakefront property in Arizona that I would really love to talk about selling you. Because that's the case. If these people are getting paid to put that content out, they're going to put out content, whether it's good content or bad content. And I'm not saying that all content creators put out bad content, and I'm certainly not saying all content creators put out good content. But you have to pick and choose what you do believe in these things. And anybody that tells you it's the latest and greatest, my personal opinion on that one is just don't believe anything they say. Content creators like myself and others that tell you, hey, this is a template. We're going to show you in a video how it works. You choose whether or not it works for you. You choose whether or not you think it's a good one. If you don't use it. If you do use it, great. That is a solid way to look at a lot of the content that's coming out. I don't agree with these content creators like, this is the new meta. This is oh my God, there's no build better than this. Nothing hits harder than this build. Nothing hits harder than this weapon. It's all bull crap. I mean, it really is at the end of the day. So, finishing off this video, because I've been rambling now, and you know, this was very non-scripted. I didn't really write down any notes on this. I just kind of wanted to jump on and speak my mind with y'all for a minute. The last thing I wanted to talk about as far as the upcoming season is, well, it's not so much the upcoming season, but the rumor mill that Ubisoft doesn't have any works in place for the Division 3. Folks, I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. It is what it is, a rumor. Okay? It is not verified. It is not guaranteed. I don't care who told you what. Don't get discouraged. Well, if they're not going to make a Division 3, I might as well just move on to another game and stop playing Division 2 at this point. That is all that stuff does, is breed discontent for the game franchise as a whole. We've got some really good stuff coming this year, folks. We've got Resurgence on the mobile, which is going to be the first really big AAA looter shooter RPG mobile game ever. We've got Heartland that's coming out, which is a PvPe survival version of the Division that's free to play. We've got some good content coming out over the year. Okay, we've got stuff that's going to be able to keep us hanging in there while they finish or produce the next big entry into the Division franchise. And when I say big entry, I mean a continuance of the Division 2 itself. So don't be discouraged on that stuff. Please, don't breed negativity. We all love this game. If you don't love this game, I don't know why you're watching this video. Because really the only people that should be watching these videos, whether it be content creation from me or any other Division 2 content creators, because you love the Division. If you don't, and you're just watching it to breed contentment, wow, I wish I had your kind of time. That's all I can say. I really do. Because I don't have that kind of time. But anyway, we appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out this video, listening to me ramble on now for God knows how many minutes. Please like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications on future videos. We do appreciate you guys checking out our stuff, letting us know what you think. Feel free to check out any of our forms of social media. The links for those will be in the description of the video below. If you're looking for a new clan, if you're looking for a great Discord to join, please check out the link for the Discord, or hit us up in game. We are an Xbox clan. That doesn't mean if you are PC or PS player that we wouldn't invite you into the Discord. We just wouldn't be able to play with you because there's no cross-platform playing. So, but we love all people that love the Division, so you guys are all welcome in that aspect. Other than that, we hope you guys are having a safe and wonderful day, and we will see you guys again in the next video.